Hello, Steve White, Steve RC9. Just a little bit of Star Trek talk, I guess, because there's a guy called Trek who seems to have, or suggests that he has, some insight into what's happening in Star Trek at the moment, into the politics behind what's happening at Paramount since, well, before, but especially now with Skydance taking over. And he went through this whole video. It's quite long. I did a video about that, how what the sort of options are and what the contract that they ended up stuck with Kurtzman is like and how bad it is. And one of the things he suggested, which I'm not sure was clear before, and if I made clear in my video, but I sort of wanted to talk about for a second, is just what their options are. And it's fairly simple. Long run, like, it's going to cost them money to get out of the contract with Kurtzman. It's going to cost them money to get out of the contract with Kurtzman, but long run, they're going to save money. They're going to make more money without him, and they're going to save money on shows like the Riser comedy and Starfleet Academy, shows that no one wants. Everyone wants Legacy. Everyone wanted Legacy, and he said no. Apparently, it was just purely his ego. He said no, and I think he's keeping it in his back pocket, so if they do try and get rid of his contract because they can't make the show without him, he might manage to cling on a little bit longer by saying, well, I'll make Legacy if you renew my contract for another 5 years, but then he won't have any, won't have anything in his back pocket then so maybe we'll still get rid of him. But people are sort of, apparently they're realizing, they've taken a look at because they're reviewing everything, reassessing everything at Paramount, all the franchises, all the deals, everything as they go forward. And apparently the people looking at these have suggested we're better off without Kurtzman. We're better off paying out now to get rid of him and then being free to make Star Trek how we want, as we want, at the rate we want, and have control over everything, because we've lost control of Star Trek. He's got control of Star Trek. We don't. And we have the option, the first look, and we have the option to pay for stuff, but he can just make his own Star Trek shows, our IP, as long as he can fund them through someone else or himself. He can make them no matter what they are, no matter how much damage they do to the brand, or no matter how much the fans hate them, and no matter how much it hurts the franchise by putting out shows that people don't like. And it just when you got 10 great shows and then you add 5 crap shows, it kind of hurts the overall brand. So Star Trek had, I think, 7 great shows: original series, animated, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise. That's 6. Have I forgotten anything? And the movies, so there's like 7 series that they had that were great, were amazing. Everybody loved them. And now we've got Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Prodigy, Strange New Worlds. Did I say Strange New Worlds? What's the other one? Not Section 31. That failed as a TV series, failed as a miniseries, and got dragged up from the depths of death to be a TV movie as a vanity project for Michelle Yeoh's Oscar. I think the only other one is the Riser comedy. I'm calling it the Riser comedy because it's basically set on Riser, but they don't want to pay the person who created Riser, so they're just going to make up some other entertainment planet, because that's the kind of thing they do. That's how they work the IP, and then they own that new planet. So then you can't use that planet in Star Trek. If you go back to Star Trek and make Star Trek again with the original timeline, the original universe, the original IP, you actually use the IP. You can't use what they've created without paying them. So that's why they can't finish Strange New Worlds without them, and they can't make Legacy without them. So, but they may just go, you know what, we can make a Legacy-like series set in the Next Generation era, just not use those versions of those characters, and we'll probably still do better than staying with Kurtzman. So I hope they are going to let the contract lapse. They'll get away from him and bring Star Trek in-house and start producing it themselves and making it real Star Trek with, the proper timeline, the proper canon, the proper IP and everything, and just, move it forward like, Picard did. That's what I'm hoping they'll do. But it's impossible to tell because Paramount is a mess right now and there's no way really to know what they're going to do. But the suggestion is to let the contract lapse or pay it out and take Star Trek in-house and produce Star Trek as they want to. That they're going to benefit more long term with that. So we'll see. I just thought that was interesting. I just want to talk about it for a minute. It does give me a little bit of hope that outside assessment has looked at and that's the advice apparently they've given, and someone might actually listen to that. But yeah, there's no way of telling. I'm going to go. Bye.